I must be doing it wrong. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. Today we're taking a look at the most complex build I've ever done on the Scale Builders Guild, and that is this new streaming PC. I have very little experience with PCs in my life. I've been a Mac person for as long as I can remember. In my very early teenage years, I did have a 386DX. Things have changed a lot since then. And I'm also dating myself, which is always good. You're probably wondering, why am I making this switch? Well, it was actually suggested to me by the good folks at EVGA. They are a computer company. They make a lot of different components for PCs. They are actually RC enthusiasts too. So they were watching one of our live streams and they noticed right away that my stream quality was not very good. Despite using the same software as Josh and having the same cameras as Josh, for whatever reason, my stream quality wasn't there, wasn't up to the caliber of what Josh was doing. And EVGA took notice right away. They realized that I was on a Mac, and unfortunately, even though it's a very new Mac that I was running, it is hampered in the performance department. It's just a natural thing of the Mac ecosystem that you tend to be a little bit more locked into certain hardware features that just won't work, or software that won't take advantage of the hardware as best it can. So EVGA was very kind to send me some components to build a streaming PC. And I'm gonna go through all of the things that they sent me. I'm gonna show off the build a little bit and kind of give you a rundown of how this whole system works. Now, as I'm not an expert in PCs, a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about are merely specs that I know off the box. And hopefully, I've put together a pretty decent system. I used PC Parts Picker to put this thing together, and I will share a link down below to all of the components that I used. So if you're interested, you could also build a PC very similar to this one. EVGA is well known in the PC market. They make a lot of great products, from power supplies to graphics cards to coolers. They make all kinds of really great stuff, and that's the brunt of what they send me. They also do make cases. I'm running the DG77 case, which is an ATX size case. This is sort of like a mid-tower, I guess you would call it. It's not as big as some of the other cases available on the market, but it does have the tempered glass front, lots of expandability, tons of room for fans, and a nice looking case at that. It looks really great here in the workshop where this computer is residing. I'm running an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 chip, more than enough power for what I need. That's running on an Aorus B450 motherboard. That is from Gigabyte. It has integrated Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, lots of LED lights, all customizable, of course. And that's about all I know about the motherboard. I'm not sure what makes one better than another. This one just happened to be a reasonably priced motherboard and worked with this system and is compatible with all the other parts that I chose. I'm running some Corsair Vengeance RGB memory, 16 gigabytes in two 8 gigabyte sticks. They're 3200 megahertz. DDR4. I'm saying words, but I don't really know exactly what they mean. I do know that it's fast RAM and it is overclockable, and that's already been done in the BIOS. So the power supply is also from EVGA. It is an 850 watt unit. Plenty of power for this system, and if I do decide to do some upgrading down the road, this will definitely be a great PSU to grow with this system. So lots of power on tap. Moving on to the graphics card, I'm running a EVGA GeForce RTX 2080 Super, which is an 8 gigabyte graphics card, tons of graphics processing power. It is a beast, from what I understand. And to this point, I haven't actually even spun up the fans on it. So I haven't even really taxed the system whatsoever. That's the great thing about this PC, is that it's really built with performance in mind, especially for streaming. And finally, to help keep everything cool, the EVGA DG77 comes with 3 fans, which is fantastic. EVGA also helped out by including one of their closed loop liquid cooling units. So that is attached directly to the CPU and keeps the whole unit cool. I think I've done a pretty decent job of orientating the fans. So there are 3 fans on the top of the case which are exhausting air. The 2 fans on front of the radiator are inputting air through the radiator into the case. And there is another fan at the rear of the case which is again making air exit. So I think I've got a pretty decent system there. And everything seems to be running pretty cool. Having never really built a PC before, this was a pretty daunting task for me. Luckily, the guys at EVGA were very helpful, walked me through a lot of steps, and Josh also gave me a big hand in putting this together. I really felt that this was a rewarding build to do. Definitely something out of my wheelhouse and something that usually on this channel probably wouldn't even get mentioned. But because this offers me so much more flexibility in streaming, I think we're going to do a lot more of live streaming on the channel. It's a great way to interact with you, the viewer, and it gives me an opportunity to react in real time to comments as they roll through, as we go through a build or we build something together. Or, you know, maybe even do a tutorial later on about video editing or photo editing. There's a lot of great ways that we can use this computer to the advantage of the Scale Builders Guild community. I can't thank EVGA enough for sending these components my way and allowing me to go through this really fun process of building a computer. It is definitely the most complex build I've ever done, certainly the most powerful, but it cannot crawl. I'm also trying to get used to a new mechanical keyboard. This clackety-clackety is definitely something new to me. If you've got any great ideas for other peripherals or maybe an alternative keyboard or mouse combination or anything that you think might go really well with this PC, be sure to post your comments down below. You know I love reading through your feedback and I try to answer as many of them as I can. This is a whole new thing for me. Hopefully I haven't done too bad of a job of explaining this system, and hopefully you've learned something today too. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. There will be more on this system. Like I said, I would love to do some live streams where we actually go through some video photography tutorials. If you're into that, hit the like button, of course, and we will see you again soon.